and this is called 20th Inning Stretch.
20th inning stretch.
Okay, so there's your little visual there. So this inning, this segment is going to be some miscellaneous stuff, some stuff that doesn't really fit into other segments, comments from you guys.
Baseball philosophy comments especially.
Yeah, that's what we're going to touch on today. And just anything we might think of that that doesn't really fit in with our other segments. But today we're gonna touch on a couple of comments or reviews, I like to say, of our show that we've gotten from the fans, and then we're gonna react to some reactions we've gotten to our baseball philosophy questions that we posted up on Yahoo Answers. So first, let's go to a couple of reviews of our show. Chief Fink on Yahoo Answers says, "It's good." Tally that one up. On the positive side.
Another folk who I do not have access to, but he's very, very nice. I believe he's a Nationals fan. Said, "It's great. I subbed you guys. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. I'm sorry if we've been ripping on the Nationals a lot. I do think they're pretty. Well, I don't know if they're good, but I think they're okay.
But let's not censor all the good reviews. Let's just take a look at one comment, which was sort of on the negative side.
And this is from
Pop So on YouTube, and he said, "Fail."
And no need to analyze this one.
Yeah, this is pretty self-explanatory.
And we also had another comment from D. Krakowski that said, "Trash."
Many A's in that word.
With many A's.
Mm-hmm. So too good, too bad.
Too bad. Even side.
We like the bad critique too.
We like them.
But we want to hear constructive criticism, guys.
Yeah,
we want to know what we can improve on.
I mean, trash and fail don't really help us out.
So let's revisit a couple of baseball philosophy questions that we asked on previous shows. The first of which is we asked 2 shows ago, I think, was what makes a team hated. So we posted this question on Yahoo Answers, and we got several responses. I'll read the first one to you, and we'll react to it. The name of this responder...
I'll try to figure out how to pronounce the name, and he'll read the answer.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, alright, so this guy says... Alright, so this is in response to what makes a team hated. Once in a while, someone might hate a team for some reason, but mostly we enjoy the teams we enjoy. I think a generous amount of immaturity is necessary to divide the MLB into I love these guys and I hate these guys.
And this is from Sarah Fizlideko.
We hope you did your name justice.
That's an epic name, by the way.
But we love your name, you're on the show, and I actually love your comment as well.
Yeah, me too. I think it's a great approach. I actually didn't really think about that because I know a lot of people have hated teams, and some would say that hating a team is part of being a fan, and others would say, you know, you don't have to do that. I mean, you can just enjoy your team and not have to, you know, hate other teams. It's all a matter of opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sport. There's no rational reason to hate a team. I can understand the emotional reason that there might be, but we'll go on to what the actual reasons might be behind hating a team for other comments. But I love this. We really appreciate the comment. Why divide us? We all love the same sport, right? Okay, so here's an answer from Bravos on Yahoo.
Bravos.
Or
like
Bravos, rather. Okay. He says, when they can buy any player they want and their whole fan base is full of fair weather fans who root for them because they're good. No.
Well,
I say no, but what do you say?
I mean, I understand it. I think this is obviously a heated debate, the whole buying your players thing. For me, it's not about whether or not they buy their players, because you could be like the Giants, where most of their team was not homegrown other than Posey and Sandoval, but the players they did get were not like acquired by weren't like blockbuster deals A lot of them are like small pickups. They got Cody Ross on waivers. They signed Pat Burrell after he's designated for assignment by the Rays. So a lot of their moves were just small little pickups that helped them win the championship. When we talk about the Yankees, we're looking at a team that 70% of their payroll is devoted to non-homegrown players. So even though they do have frontline starting position players who are homegrown, most of the payroll
that's 70% of their payroll because free agency. You have to throw more money into those players who are free agents, which means the percentage of your payroll, if you're a big market team, is going to be much larger for the free agents as opposed to your homegrown who won't cost as much.
That is true, but let's keep in mind that Derek Jeter and Jorge Posada are both homegrown and are both under contract and have reached free agent years. You can bet the house that once Robbie Cano reaches free agency, they're going to load him up, and that 70% will probably lower down maybe 60 or 55.
And the Yankees are becoming a little more fiscal financially too. They're starting. They've avoided Rafael Soriano because he wanted closer money. Kerry Wood as well. They've even. They couldn't get Cliff Lee even though they gave him the best offer, but that's that. So here's my reaction to this. You cannot put it on a team for trying to do whatever they can to win a championship within the confines of the rules. That's the ultimate goal for a team, is to win a championship. If you're a big market team with a lot of money and you're playing within the confines of the rules, there are no limits. You can't put that on a team. Put it on the baseball rules if you want for not having a salary cap, for why certain teams, especially in the Eastern Coast, have a monopoly on the free agency.
Yeah.
But you cannot put that on a team. That should not be a reason to hate the team. Your second point, Bravos, is when their whole fan base is full of fair weather fans who root for them because they are good. Also, don't put that on the whole fan base. There are a lot of fans out there for teams that are really good teams that have stuck with them through their bad times. The Yankees had a drought in the 80s, early 90s. A lot of fans stuck with them then, and they remain fans now.
Yeah, you could say the same about the Phillies, too. They had fans, that stuck around through the 1990s. Both of those guys, they're big fans.
And any team that wins championships is going to get bandwagon fans.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna hate teams with those types of fans, and every team that wins championships has them, hate all those teams. Hate the San Francisco Giants for being a team with those types of fans. But obviously, not all the fans are like that on any team. So Bravos, fuck you, but thank you for the comment.
I wouldn't want to be too mean to Bravos because I understand his or her point.
Look,
I do appreciate the fact that you commented.
Look, I understand this on the emotional level. If you're a fan of a smart market team that is trying really hard to contend, but then the big market teams come over and stomp on them all the time.
That's
and if it's the same team over and over, I can see how that emotionally will drive you crazy. But
rationally speaking, you really can't expect a team to have conscience and decide not to spend money because they feel bad for the other teams. If your team has money and they feel like they're in a position to spend on an impact player, that's what they're gonna do. And that's what happens with the big market players.
Yeah, and I hope baseball puts a salary cap on there eventually because it's really not good to have a free agency system and have only a few teams.
I think the salary cap should be around anywhere between 140 and 170.
Yeah.
200 million is a bit too much in my opinion.
It's excessive. It's a little unreasonable. So here's our third comment in response to this question. Teams are generally, and this is from Gish. Teams are generally
epic name.
Yeah, that's a great name. Teams are generally hated for being stacked. When a payroll is huge, and that team does well, they are usually not liked by fans outside of that city. Winning a lot can also lead to outside hatred. People are more fond of younger teams with smaller payrolls that are fun to watch.
Yeah, that's a great point because there are lots of good teams out there. I think small market teams that are successful are always a great story,
and
especially the Twins too.
The Twins
and the Rays. These are teams that I think a lot of people are sympathetic to.
And the Twins and the Rays are fun to watch, obviously.
And they're not really hated.
But turn to the Rays and say, if you want to be more fun to watch, follow the Twins' footsteps and get out of Tropicana Field. Change your dome stadium.
Yeah.
Then you'll be really fun to watch. So we are going to go to the next question, which we asked on the first show, which is, why do you watch the game? We have one comment, but we don't have the name behind it, so we're going to leave this guy anonymous. He says, or she says, I watch it because, unlike most sports, baseball is an extremely intelligent game. Maybe not to the naked eye, but if you're enough into it, you realize it.
Yeah, I really I agree with that. I think there are so many different dynamics of baseball that make it very fun to watch, and it's just it is a smart game. It's a strategic game. It's a slow moving game, but there's some times where it's like really fast, really heart beating. A lot. I mean, it's just it's such a dynamic sport in my opinion.
Yeah, and for a lot of people who don't watch the sport or don't watch it regularly, it's a boring sport because not a lot is happening all the time. There's a long pause in between each pitch, but all the real action happens in an instant. But there's a lot of strategy going on behind the scenes at all times.
And lots of statistics.
Lots of statistics being used.
But there's also, it isn't always about,
The wheels are always in motion during a game, and if you follow baseball regularly, then you're aware of what's going on, and it makes the game more interesting.
And there's also the intangible aspects that you can't measure by any form of statistic or anything like that. That sort of gives another aspect that's of why baseball is so exciting, in my opinion. I definitely like your response.
Yeah, I wish we had your name, but it didn't copy down here. They reported the question and took it off of Yahoo, unjustly, I might say. And there's a second answer to this question as well, as we'll round out the segment. This is from Sox Fan. A lot of people seem to watch it to support their favorite team. Not really me as much. I watch them to do good, obviously, but the dynamics of it interest me more than anything. Walks, bunts, hits, extra innings, anything can happen in baseball in a second, and they all tie into each other in the end.
Yeah, he basically agrees with our point of view as well.
Yeah.
I think he makes some great points. Obviously, there's a lot of excitement and there's a lot of subtleties, a lot of leisurely pace. It's all kind of tied up together, and I think baseball is a great sport. Obviously, if you watch this, you agree with us, unless you are Popso or D. Kirkowski.
And we appreciate this.
And we appreciate those, by the way.
And Sox fan,
And
especially,
Sox fan,
you've
thank
been very
you very
active
much.
in answering all of our questions.
Thank you.
We
You are
keep
very
doing it.
good.
You'll keep showing up on the show.